For today's Cyber CEO episode,
𝗙𝗚liche, she's a hard worker, which is very, very evident. She's a great communicator. She's persistent. She is passionate about what she does. She's passionate about the goals of our organization that we're jointly, working towards making sure it's going to be successful. It's the passion that kind of exudes from her that we know she's part of our tribe.
welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show. Christopher, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for asking and for dropping by. And we have a lot of things to do. Really appreciate you being on the show. Now, start things off to let you know we have a lot of listeners who are business owners just like yourself. So I need your help. Can you introduce yourself to our audience? Maybe we can start with, what's your role in the business, Christopher?
Not a problem. I'm the operating principal of a market center operating out of Richmond Hill, Ontario. I'm also a team leader from a production perspective for a small team, so still transactional.
Okay. So how long have you been in the real estate world then?
The real estate world I've been in for a while. I've been licensed since 2002. Makes me feel really old when I know that it's been over 20 years. And we were operating an independent real estate brokerage previously. And then in 2022, opened up 𝗙𝗲𝗶𝗹.
Okay. So a lot of experience for you in the real estate business. Now, how about working with someone virtual though? Just like what you're doing with your Cyberbacker. Is this your first time to do it?
Yeah, absolutely. It is actually our first time having worked with 𝗙𝗚liche, who is our cyberbacker and is absolutely fantastic. I'd say at first I was a little bit hesitant about the distance and not having sort of a bum in the seat, so to say. However, the results have been fantastic and she's truly integrated as part of our leadership team.
So what were the biggest changes that you had to get used to working with someone virtual rather than working with someone in the office or in-house? Were there any?
You know what? To be quite honest, the barriers weren't very large for the role that 𝗙𝗚liche fulfills for us in terms of reaching out, creating appointments, and connecting with people. A lot of the times we don't necessarily need to be in person for that. We are in constant communication through our WhatsApp chat group with the entire leadership team. Really easy for us to pick up the phone and talk to each other or do a Zoom. So I think, the evolution of technology and our ways to use technology over COVID made having a virtual assistant a lot easier because we sort of sped up the processes for ourselves from a business perspective.
Yes, totally agree with you there. The beauty of technology nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Now, how were you introduced to the idea of virtual leverage through Cyberbacker anyway? Who told you about us?
So I heard about it through the 𝗙𝗚𝗶𝗹 network in terms of different 𝗙𝗚𝗶𝗹s in the US and in Canada utilizing Cyberbacker, and then decided for our 𝗙𝗚𝗶𝗹s Empowered as we were launching in June that would be a good leverage piece for us in order to start to connect with realtors who wanted to determine whether they'd like to be in business with our organization.
Wow, awesome. So how long have you been working with 𝗙𝗚𝗶𝗹 then, your Cyberbacker?
So I think 𝗙𝗚𝗶𝗹 started with us in the fall of 2022. Previously we had a different cyberbacker in place. Unfortunately, that cyberbacker did have some health issues. And, this is really a testament to Cyberbacker and who they are, how quickly, when, we did have to pivot and find someone new, they were able to bring us different candidates to consider. The process was pretty seamless, and then getting 𝗙𝗚𝗍 upped and trained, she came fully loaded, guns blaring, and ready to go.
So talk to me about that process that you mentioned. Going through the hiring, everything, interviews through Zoom, communicating with Cyberbacker, going through all that. How did you make the final decision to choose or partner with 𝗙𝗚𝗍?
And I like the idea of partnership because that's really what it is. I've mentioned a few times she is part of our leadership team, and that is 100% the case. She's a rock in terms of what we are doing and to be trusted. I'd say from a partnership perspective, it's like any interview process. We're finding out, do our motivations, do they align? Does our scope and our vision for how it is we want to work together and evolve, is there an alignment there? That process was done through, being able to take a look at, the CVs, being able to take a look at DISC assessments, and then being able to have some time to spend with each other over a Zoom and really learn about each other's lives and how we wanted to work together and some of the background that existed both on the business side of things and the personal side of things. Because I think we got to recognize whether it's a cyberbacker or whether it's someone in the office, all those dynamics are important.
Yes, very, very important, of course. Now, more about your cyberbacker. What are the tasks then that you leverage off to her every day and let her do for the business?
From a leveraging perspective, the biggest piece is that, she will be calling out to realtors in our community to see if they're open to setting up meetings to discuss their business and how they want to grow. From there, though, she's also spending time trying to bring people in. We do a lot of educational events at CyberCEO. So on a weekly basis, we're having anywhere from 2 to 3, in-person events. Some of them are hybrid and virtual. She helps drive attendance to those particular events, also helping us behind the scenes, not necessarily, client facing with the realtors, helping to make sure that we're tracking our activities, we're managing our database appropriately, and moving those types of initiatives forward so that our backend systems are in place as well.
So a lot of communication for her then. She's basically almost everywhere in the business. Am I right?
At this point, when it comes to the recruitment side of things, other than sitting in and holding recruitment meetings, she's very active. I'd say partnership, as you said, and she sits in on our leadership growth development meetings as well. So once a week, we're spending an hour and a half together as a leadership team, just talking about business and working on the business. Not only is she in attendance, but she's providing input because, of course, understanding her dynamic and what she's facing is important for us as we grow.
Yes, since she is a part of the team, part of your family, of course.
Absolutely.
Now, another thing that I'd like to know about is the partnership that you have with your cyberbacker. How did it get to become this successful between the both of you? How did you work on it? And what are the tips that you can share with the business owners that are listening, I mean?
And we actually kind of just touched on this a little bit. I mentioned that, she sits on our leadership calls. She's also with us on our daily huddle in the morning. So, really having 𝗙ecie be part and full integration of all the activities that would be occurring if she was otherwise in the office, I think has been very helpful. She is also just a phenomenal person. And I think that, really leads to, the partnership that has been created. She's texting out, she's saying good morning. She's reaching out, even off hours sometimes, just as she sees us in our chat group when she can provide us support. So she's just phenomenal. But I'd say one of the key dynamics is a complete and full integration into your leadership team or whatever, department that they're part of. Because they're team members just like anyone else that you partner with. So basically, regardless of where they sit.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna say. So try and integrate them into the team, make them feel that they are part of the family, something like that.
But they are part of the family. So when it came down, for example, to business planning and going through that with our coach and going through the business planning process, well, we did it over Zoom so that everyone could be included. And, she was part of that process. She was part of defining what our goals were going to be over the course of the year. And this way she sees and understands and can kind of see the different pieces of our leadership team, what they're doing. And I also understand what her perspective is, what her part is as well.
Yes. One team, one family, of course. Now, talk to me about the communication though, because I know in any kind of partnership or relationship, communication is very important. So how crucial is it in a virtual partnership, just like this one, what you have with your cyberbacker?
I think it's probably the cornerstone of what makes it successful, our ability to access each other. So it goes both ways. our ability to, reach out to 𝗙𝗚nie when we need support. She's very responsive, but also when 𝗙𝗚nie needs support, we need to be responsive to her as well. Whether it's me as the operating principal or any of the team leader, associate team leader, MCA, director of first impressions, leader of technology, we all are there to support each other. So when 𝗙𝗚nie reaches out, we all have to be there to help ensure that she can facilitate things and move forward without a hiccup.
Yes, there we go. So communication is really two-way street between you and your cyberbacker and vice versa, of course, to make this partnership successful, obviously. Now, one last thing before we go. Once we have this online, I know that 𝗙𝗚nie is going to be able to listen and watch this. So we'd like to know, what do you like most about her? What's the first thing that comes to mind when we talk about your cyberbacker?
There's a lot of different, words or descriptions that we could use. For 𝗙𝗚nie, she's a hard worker, which is very, very evident. She's a great communicator. She's persistent. But at the end of the day, I think we can encapsulate all that in passionate. She is passionate about what she does. She's passionate about the goals of our organization that we're jointly, working towards making sure it's going to be successful. It's the passion that kind of exudes from her that we know she's part of our tribe, and that she fits in, regardless of being a cyberbacker or, a bum in a seat in Richmond Hill.
Now, seems to me you've already found your perfect cyberbacker in 𝗙𝗚nie, obviously, and we're very, very excited to see the continued growth, of course, all throughout the year. And again, Christopher, thank you very much for dropping by today. I had fun talking to you.
No problem. It's great to chat with you. You keep well.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.